Hello, everybody. Welcome to Expression Pass here on Boss Rush Network. I'm your host, the Enlightened Insider, Eddie V. Joining me, the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig. What's up, good sir?
Dude, I'm so excited. Dude, you made my day yesterday. I gotta tell you. That was yesterday, right? It's still today. It's still yesterday. You made my day yesterday by sending me that video. I was so excited. Oh my God.
So when I heard because me and Austin was watching it, and we was chatting and everything, and he said Cowabunga, and I heard the Konami Turtles music, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on? And then they were showing it, and I missed part of it, so I had to rewatch it because I had to get down notes for the recap.
Right.
Man, I rewatched that, and I was just like, what?
Right.
Like Nickelodeon and Konami together again?
Oh my gosh, dude. Like,
dude.
So it's $40, right? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection. So we actually had like an entire show planned tonight. Surprisingly, we had a show planned for tonight, and this announcement just blew half of it out of the water. So like we were going to talk about like our favorite kind of announcement or favorite like announcement moments for the Switch, right?
Yes.
And then we were going to talk about Tetris. We're still going to talk about Tetris because I think we could have a small discussion about Tetris, but like, dude, Ninja Turtles, for anybody who's been following us for however long we've been doing this at this point, Ninja Turtles, like the way people like love the Avengers or Batman or Spider-Man or, whatever, Ninja Turtles is like my jam, right? Ninja Turtles is like the thing that I absolutely love. That and like, I've kind of been re-exploring my love for that first run of Power Rangers a little bit. But nothing compares to the Ninja Turtles, right? And so you sent me that trailer, and I didn't have anybody else this show, so I showed my wife. She's like, no. I was like, you don't understand. There are 13 games in here from my childhood in one package, and they're coming to the Switch, and I'm going to be able to play them in my hand, just like I did when I was little. She's like, so how much? 13 games? How much is that going to cost? Like she was like, I'm like, I don't know, probably $30 or $40, and then it came out. It was what, $39.99, I think.
Yeah. So this to even give you preface, everybody. So the presentation happened. Corey hit me up and said, "Dude, my day." I was just like, "Well, let me make it brighter." I'm like, Konami and Nick are together again. They're doing the TMNT. I think I did TMT Collection. I didn't know it was called the Cowabunga Collection because I was just typing. I get a wait, what? And literally, I say the wait, what's the stuff. When I hit you up and sit there, and you was just like, "You got to be kidding me!" I hit you up on Facebook to give you that trailer because I was waiting for the trailers to get down, dude. I was just like, so if this is the exclusive thing that Sony has, not the rumor or anything, but if this is the Sony thing that is exclusive, Konami is crazy for not bringing it out. So when
but also it wouldn't have surprised me because of all those rumors swirling around that PlayStation is kind of like making a deal with Konami for their IP, right? That's kind of I mean, I don't know how truthful that rumor is, but a couple smaller websites that aren't as well known have started reporting things like that, and like that wouldn't surprise me, right? And like the fact that Konami would release, I mean, they've already done it once, right, with Symphony of the Night and a couple other things. But so I would have been upset, but it wouldn't have been surprising. But also, I am also going to just buy this on Switch and Xbox and the physical and just give it all to me.
Well, with Chris Cole, because I was waiting for more information to come out because I was waiting to see if Sony had the exclusive announcement and then more would come out. So when Chris Kohler, when I get on Twitter, Chris Kohler, who used to write for Wired and like for other things that people know from Retronauts and stuff.
I'm pretty sure he used to work at Game Informer too at one point.
He may have. He's at Digital Eclipse now, who's doing the port.
Yeah.
When he said to let everybody know it's coming out for all platforms and Steam, and it's going to have 13 games. I didn't know that it was going to be 13 games. At the time, I thought it was 11 or 12 because just about the pictures and stuff. I was just like, Are you serious? Because everybody was waiting for it. This game was waiting for the announcement. Please be on Switch and please be physical. When he said that, oh yes, just to let everybody know that not only is it coming to consoles, it's going to be digital and physical.
Mm-hmm.
Konami knew they want them coins. Konami knows they're going to get them coins from everybody.
I'm actually shocked that it's getting a physical version. Because like remember they went through limited run to do the Castlevania collections, and I'm like,
yes,
man, that's.
But you want to know why? I think it's because it's Konami and they have that money to do it, but it's also Nickelodeon who also got money.
I bet Nickelodeon is funding most of this, right?
Oh, they
have to. They have to be, right?
Do everybody so I'm probably going to triple dip on this one because I kind of want it on all three platforms. I'm getting physical for Switch. The physical for Switch is going to be not sold out, but once we see that because if they're pre-selling it like at Best Buy or Target or whatever, yeah, everybody's going to be
Switch. I bet the Switch version gets like a really unique cover. Just because like sometimes when classic games come out and they do physical, like the Switch version for some reason sometimes gets either like a special cover or special inserts or whatever, right? Like,
yeah,
like when Binding of Isaac came out, right? It came with a manual and stickers and a reversible cover, and there was a few other games like that came with reversible covers, right? So
yeah,
I could totally. I mean, maybe it won't, but I could totally see them doing something like that for the Switch version.
Yeah, I kind of want to see. I love how where they show. I guess it's like it has all the games or something, and then in the middle says the collection and stuff. I was thinking about it today. I'm just like, man, that cover on that green Xbox case is going to look amazing.
Oh yeah, it's gonna look cool.
But I'm just like,
yeah, the Xbox version, ironically, is gonna look the best, and that's probably where the least amount of people are gonna buy it.
Right, and I would give it up to Xbox if they could score the Game Pass for it.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
But I would rather buy it. I would rather buy this.
Oh yeah, this is a purchase for me. You know, I mean, like this week at the time of this recording, what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy came out. On Game Pass, and everybody was excited. I'm like, well, I'm glad I gave them $60. Well, I think $50. I think is what I paid for it, but I'm glad I gave them money for that game, right? Because that game, I don't know.
It's good.
I love Game Pass, but I still buy games that I think deserve the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it for Black Friday, so I paid like about $30 for it. Wasn't a bad deal. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, but man, just when I seen Turtles in Time Super Nintendo, I was just like, thank you, Jesus. You know, because that is the game that we here at Boss Rush, we talked about. You know, Lamont was losing his mind and stuff. He's just like, yeah.
Lamont, I think is the only other person that likes Ninja Turtles as much as I do.
Yes, I love Ninja Turtles. Trust me, I love the games. I'm Friday going to get a chance to play Mad Hatter Project because that's the that one.
That's the third NES one.
Yeah, that one and the NES version of Tournament Fighters I never got to play.
Dude, it's really bad. It's really bad. It's slow. I mean, I don't know if they're doing any work to these. I doubt it. I'm sure they just want them to run well and have like cool backgrounds or whatever. But like,
yeah,
Tournament Fighters on NES is rough. Like I just because like after what did we talk about? We were talking about Tournament Fighters on PAL Block at one point like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know there was an NES version of Tournament Fighters, and I found it and I played it. I forget where I played it. Where did I play it? I forget. I forget how I played it. Oh, I think my cousin put it on my NES Classic because I put more games on my NES Classic, and I played it, and it was rough, dude. It's like, remember Street Fighter for NES?
Oh yes,
yeah,
I
do. It's like worse than like Urban Champion and like all those games. But like we didn't know any better.
First of all, shout out to you for knowing Urban Champion.
I'm not. So like I know I'm not exactly like anything before Nintendo 64 is kind of like a gray area for me in terms of Nintendo knowledge, but
yeah.
I know things, you know.
Like, I remember Urban
most of it's probably
like
through you talking about it at some point.
But yeah, everybody, this collection is going to have 13 games. I'm excited to play the arcade version of not Tournament Fighters, of Ninja Turtles, the NES version.
Mm-hmm.
The arcade versions are cool, but
well, it's just different versions of, like, if you're going by the console versions, like, it's the arcade game is Turtles 2 on the NES, right?
Yes,
but it's like the arcade game is better than the NES game. But then when you get to Turtles in Time, the Super Nintendo version is better than the arcade version, in my opinion. But let's not forget the best Ninja Turtles game. Okay, everybody thinks, oh, what's better than Turtles in Time? Let me tell you guys, this game doesn't get enough love, and I never thought I was going to be able to play it again. But guess what? Hyperstone Heist is coming in this collection, Ed.
It is really good.
I am out of my mind. So secretly the best Turtles game that nobody played because everybody had to play Turtles in Time on the NES.
I used to own Hyperstone Heist. I had Hyperstone Heist and TMT for Genesis. Trust me, I actually love. There's a level in that game that's like a completely original and new in Hyperstone Heist. I think it's like a Japanese kind of level or something.
It's the level where you fight Tetsu from the movie.
Yeah. Really loved it. I'm just like, oh, this is a new challenge. Like,
then in the middle of the game, it has this really awkward, like, halfway boss rush mode where there's like, you have to fight like the first 4 bosses over again, and they're like, they have different like life bars and whatever, and it's like, this, I don't understand why this is in the game, but okay. Like, is the game too easy and you're just trying to take lives away from me? Like, that, I don't get it. Yes. Also, pro tip for Hyperstone Heist: turn it on to comic mode and not cartoon, because there's 2 modes that you can play in.
Mm-hmm.
There's cartoon mode, which all the turtles they're literally all the same color with just a different mask. But if you go to comic mode, they're all different colors, right? Like Donatello's brown, Michelangelo is like this aqua color with like his bandana is a slightly different color, orange. It's like like this really cool color scheme that they overlay.
And they don't have no eyes. You just see the white in them.
Yeah. So yeah,
because
it's cool.
Dude, I used to do that in Turtles in Time on Super Nintendo. Like, I would play that game. I would play that game religiously.
Dude, I probably played Turtles in Time and Hyperstone Heist all the way through at least once a week. Because, like, I would go over to my friend Brian's house, and we would play through Turtles in Time, and then when he'd come over to my house, we'd play through Hyperstone Heist. Like, it was just, like, a thing.
Right. Definitely, now, Tournament Fighters. I'm so glad this is coming out for... I love the Super Nintendo version. That is, to me, it's the ultimate one.
Yeah, I mean, the Genesis version is not very good. I mean, it's okay. It's serviceable, but it's clearly not as good as...
Now, there is some Game Boy ones that said that there's going to be on it. And I only played the first Game Boy one.
Follow the Foot Clan.
Yeah, I played.
I didn't know there were so. This is news to me. I didn't know there were 3 Game Boy games. I only knew there were 2. But I only had Follow the Foot Clan. But I remember.
Same.
What was the second one called? Back to the Sewers or something, I think was the second one.
I think so. Yeah.
I remember renting it from Blockbuster a couple times, and I begged for it for like Christmas or whatever, and I ended up getting the NES games for Christmas, which was, I mean, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like 5. I didn't really, whatever. But I didn't know there was a third game. So I'm really interested to go back to specifically the Game Boy 2 and 3 because I don't really know them all that well.
I kind of want to go through all 3 of the Game Boy games because I know I beat 1, but I don't know the level layout of it. I don't know if it was like, I think 5 stages, I think, was in that game. I want to go, and I didn't play. I know it 2, but I didn't play it, and I didn't know that there was 3 for it. And I will say, because they also announced that 11 of the games will also include their Japanese version. with it. So that's going to be cool. I would love to play these games in that, and in that state. But man, online play, they have to. I know.
Is this for every game, or is it just it? I think it's just for certain ones.
So that I'm trying to we need more
So
information of, because they haven't said.
I pulled up the Nintendo Life article, and according to the Nintendo Life article, only the 2 arcade games, Hyperstone Heist and the Super Nintendo version of Tournament Fighters, have online play.
That's
which is
dude, that's dumb.
Which is sad, because like playing these games like couch co-op, like technically, I mean, like, yeah, couch co-op is cool, but I mean, like, playing these games online all the way through would be so much fun. And like, I don't know, I wonder why they didn't do that.
I don't. Who knows? Because I would love to, like, dude, I would love to give it the Boss Rush community. I would love to do Turtles in Time with you on the Super Nintendo, and just be like, you can have whoever you want. I want Raph. Give me Raph, because I love Deep, like his. Even though he's like very speedy, the thing about it is I love getting into the fight and throwing him a lot, and Raph does that easier. And everything, and I think a lot of people just like, well, I want Donatello and I want Leonardo. Go ahead, take them. I don't care. When it literally comes to Turtles in Time, I normally pick Ralph first now.
Yeah, I just I am a little bit confused on why only certain titles have online play, but honestly, I will continue to play these games, and it'll be fun. I think these will be fun, and I am happy that Hyperstone Heist is one of the ones with online play, so we'll have to do like a playthrough of this.
Oh yes, of course, yes.
And then we'll have to battle it out in Tournament Fighters.
Of course, dude. Man, can we part and play Hyperstone Heist, or just like Friday night?
So now that we're on this like new schedule with the shows and stuff, I want to start bringing back some Let's Play stuff for the YouTube channel. I think we have a schedule that is willing to do that with us, right? And so,
yes,
I think that we're going to be able to do more things in that arena, right? With like quick looks is something that Giant Bomb does, and what I want to do, right? Where we just kind of like look at games and talk about them or whatever. New games, interesting games, Game Pass games, new Switch games, whatever.
Yes.
And then, yeah, I kind of want to bring back the retro game show, because I mean, I kind of, now that we kind of know what we're doing in terms of recording, I kind of want to go back and redo the other games that we did already, just because we know what we're doing and half of them are missing audio.
Oh, for Link's Awakening.
Yeah,
or for
Link to the Past. Yeah, and like we can swap now with like the N64 and Genesis collections on there now, right? Like we have a huge library of games to go through.
Yes.
So I kind of want to do that as well. But I mean, these are going to be awesome ones to do for sure.
Yeah, definitely Turtles, the Turtle Collection, because man, like a lot of people don't understand why Konami is known for their games, for their arcade games and console games.
I mean, they're known for their brawlers, like back then, right?
Yeah.
It was Konami, it was what, Metal Gear and these brawlers. That's what they were known for. Like, they're licensed brawlers, you know?
Yeah.
The Turtles games, the X-Men game.
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons, that Captain America and the Avengers game that they did, I think, right? Did they do that one? Was that them? That was them, right?
No.
It wasn't them?
No.
There was another brawler that they did that I don't remember.
Metamorphic Force was their own. They did a...
Maybe I just got confused because they packaged it in with that. Remember those 1-Up cabinets that came out? They packaged Captain America and the X-Men with the X-Men game.
Was that Data East? Or was that... Oh, that might have been Ocean.
I don't know. But I mean, Konami, like, you wanted their next brawler. You're like, what's their next brawler going to be? And like the Turtles ones were awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, people still look. I mean, that's why people are so excited for .emu's Ninja Turtles game, because it is these games. That game is these games.
Yes.
Where's my Casey Jones playable character though? By the way,
it's coming.
Come on. You're gonna let me play as April, and you're not gonna let me play as Casey Jones. No offense to April. April's great.
He's a hidden player. I bet you he's gonna be unlockable in this game.
Maybe there's like a Casey Jones campaign that you can play through. That'd be cool.
Ooh, DLC?
Yeah,
maybe?
That'd be cool.
Dude, I would love it. I should do $10. I'm down for that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, why haven't Casey Jones been in any of the games?
I don't know. It's such like he's ideal. He has hockey sticks, golf clubs. Like he could dual wield a hockey stick and a golf club the way that Leonardo does swords. Like it's easy.
They think it was because of the hockey mask.
I don't care.
Jason.
I don't care.
Like, dude, I'm like, there's
take it off. Give him a different color bandana then. Oh, you know who else would be cool though?
Who?
So in the current run of the comics, they have introduced the female turtle. God, what's her name? I read them like a couple months ago, and I just forget. Hold on, I'm looking her up.
Oh, and the rabbit that was in the cartoon.
Not Venus, not the one from the terrible Last Mutation show.
Oh no.
Janika is the female turtle, and she is cool. I'm gonna give you a little rundown of her. She's actually really cool, and let's see. Janika. When they first envisioned Janika, it's unlikely they foresaw the impact of the former Foot Clan assassin would have on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. While technically the first April O'Neil's brief transformation in the Archie comics run doesn't really count. She wasn't even a turtle for the entire issue. Venus Demila never appeared outside of anything but the show Next Mutation, making Janika the first female turtle to regularly appear in the major comic continuity. Where is her thing? She's this Foot Clan assassin, but then she gets corrupted by the ooze, I think, and turns into a turtle.
A turtle.
Yeah. She was stabbed by Oroku. She was stabbed by Oroku Karai, which is Shredder's daughter, I think. For wanting to stay in with her new family, Janika was given an emergency blood transfusion from Leonardo. The mutagen and the turtle DNA in Leonardo's blood bonded with Janika and mutated her into a turtle. But she uses these Wolverine claws, and she uses like a staff like Donatello. She uses a bunch of different weapons. She wears yellow. She's really cool. I wonder if they'll add her at some point.
Probably. Is it under the Nickelodeon band? Well, Nickelodeon.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, it's the IDW run of comics, so I mean, theoretically, yeah. So
okay. Yeah, I could probably see that. I think they have such a big universe to add so many characters to this. Because they kind of did it like with Streets of Rage 4, where when you get to certain points, you unlocked the characters for Streets of Rage 1 and 3.
Right.
You know, and then once you bought like the DLC, you got some additional characters there. So I could see them doing like a score based thing, like the more you replay and the more you get your scores to certain
these would be easy DLC packs too, right? Like you could make her a DLC pack, you could make Casey Jones a DLC pack, you could make remember the frogs in the Hawaiian shirts? Oh
yes.
I mean, they were dumb, but you could technically make them DLC characters.
I really thought they were the characters from Battletoads.
Like you said, I thought but like the rabbit, like you said, could be a cool crossover. Who else? The duck that flew the blimp.
Oh goodness!
Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's cool things you could do. I think.
I wonder what they pull from the movie. Because I would love to see what's his name from 2. Uh,
Shoot. I know who you're talking about. God, I forget what his name is. It's gonna bother me now. Shoot. Hold on, everybody.
Yeah, go ahead and look. I'll continue to talk. Yeah, because Shredder's Revenge, and I
Kino.
think it's Kino.
God.
That's it.
Oh my god.
I think so Shredder's Revenge, we know, is like kind of later on in the year, and the Cowabunga Collection, we don't have a date, but it is coming out this year. So I think there may be a release that, and I hope it's this. I really feel like this would be a great summer game to get out, like just June, get it out. Excuse me, and I think that's why it didn't show up in the Nintendo Direct. I think Sony had the exclusive to do this announcement. Completely fine. And I think the Shredder Revenge game will probably get, I say September is probably a good time. Like, kind of make them somewhat 3 months apart. So people who could get all caught up to be like, oh, I experienced the Turtles games. I know what they're going. So when they go into Shredder Revenge, they'll be like, okay. Yeah, now I know what they're doing. Because definitely when I started seeing them do the off the screen throw, I was just like, oh yeah, y'all studied the Konami games. Y'all definitely studied Turtles in Time and Hyperstone Heist, because in the arcade, when you got that kind of Mode 7 effect and throwing them and everything, that's what everybody loved to do in that game. So when I seen it in the thing, I was just like, oh yeah, y'all definitely played Konami games to research this. And now to have literally pretty much 14 games, and that's excluding the Malay games and the one that came to GameCube and PS2.
I mean, look, this collection is meant to be everything before like N64 and PlayStation and stuff, right? This is classic Ninja Turtles, 80s and 90s cartoon run Ninja Turtles. That's what this is, right? So
yes,
I mean, yeah.
And to speak about Konami, I'm telling you, they're doing such a good job. I know a lot of people are mad at them for a lot of reasons, for different things, but I mean, you can't. The Contra collection, the Contra 1 for NES, no one didn't know if that ever come out, because it's been years and people have been wondering why it's never come out. That happened. The Castlevania games came out. We got the Castlevania advanced games and stuff, like the handhelds come out that people are enjoying. And now having this, it's just like Konami is on such a good roll. Bringing out their classics, and maybe we will see some of their PS2 classics or PS1, or still see some of their arcade games that never came out to America. Like, they came to the arcade but never came to console, come out. Like, Konami is making money on their nostalgia, and it's working for them.
I mean, I think that's all they. I mean, that's all they have at this point, right? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, unless Sony is really making like they're really getting the license. I mean, to be fair, Blue Point was rumored to be doing either a Metal Gear Solid remake or a new Castlevania game when they were remaking Demon Souls, right?
Right.
So, I mean, and they've always had more than one project in development. So I could totally see them making a Castlevania or a Metal Gear game. But like you said, I mean, Konami is basically living off of their nostalgia at this point, and their like health clubs and gyms and stuff and pachinko machines, right?
Yeah.
Because that's who Konami in Japan is. A very different company than we think of them in America, right? Because we think of them as video games, but they have like, they're like an insurance company. They do have health clubs and gyms. They have spas. They have, gambling parlors, right? They could care less. Video games is like number 7 or 8 on their list of things that they care about.
So, and from where I'm at, 45 minutes is like Buffalo Grove. That's where Konami and USA was at. I'm like, wait, what?
Mhm.
And I always wish I had a chance to visit their offices and stuff. It's not there anymore. But I was back in the 90s as a kid. Konami was my number one company outside of Nintendo. Like when it came to third party, and even at that time, I wasn't even calling them third party at that time. I was just like, this is a video game company that I love.
I mean, they found a way around Nintendo's, like, you can only release a certain amount of games on our console in 1 year, right? Because they were like one of the first companies to make a shell company called Ultra, right? And that's what Metal Gear and Ninja Turtles were released under.
Yes.
I still have my Turtles 1 cartridge, and I can very clearly see the white Ultra with the red, like,
in the background with the stripe.
Yeah. I can clearly see it. But then when you turn it on, it clearly says Konami, I think. So I mean it says Ultra, but I just, like, when you turn on the Ninja Turtles game, you see the, like, the yellow and the orange, like, swirly kind of cross, like, it looks like a D-pad, but like in a weird swirly thing, you know, like, I can clearly see that. And I mean, I probably saw those logos just as much or more than a Nintendo logo when I was younger, because like I said, anything that said Ninja Turtles on it, I was buying, you know, or my parents were buying, I guess.
It's like there was some, the thing I didn't catch, because I've read it in EGM that it was Ultra, but something about it felt like it was from Konami. Because, and even with,
I mean,
like,
it was though, you know, I mean, it was.
Yeah, but it was just like the music, because the thing about it was Konami, when they did their games on NES, they had the silver cover. Because they did it for Castlevania, Simon's Quest.
Mm-hmm.
They did it for the Goonies and Goonies 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, that very, like, iconic kind of gray framed image.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then you see Ultra, you see like when you look at Metal Gear, you see that black on it. Mm-hmm. with that thing. And then even with Ninja Turtles in the Turtles game, it's like it had that black. So it was weird, because they were just like, depending on where it came from, you had this kind of plastic tape thing on it to show you what game it is and who it was from. But they was coming from the same thing. Like, Konami has a big history in gaming. Like, and it's very weird, you know, camouflage with Ryan Payton and stuff, you know. When he worked with Hideo Kojima, he was at Konami, and then they left. The people from Treasure, they left. They the people who made like Contra and stuff. They left Konami and Foreign Treasure to make those kind of like hardcore kind of games. And it was just like, man, Konami, you know, the Castlevania series. It's just like, man, Konami. I don't know what happened during the PS1 days to make them change their business, but they were the king of video games back in the 80s and 90s. If you weren't talking about Konami, you was talking about Capcom. And if you weren't talking about Capcom or Konami, it was Tecmo, because of the sports games. Like, who knew what Activision and Acclaim was doing? Really Acclaim, because they had the license stuff. Now LGN, they had like Back to the Future and Friday the 13th. But, you know, like, you knew you was getting a great product if you was getting something from Capcom. Now, you're annoyed, take that as what you will. But I'm like, but think about it. You know, Konami had the Pizza Hut coupon for the arcade game.
I know, I still have it.
Dude, bonkers.
I still have the coupon.
That's amazing. That's awesome, dude.
I mean, I can show it to you the next time you're here. I can. Okay. It's dude, it's like this. It's old, dude. I think the expiration date is like 1991.
Dang.
I mean, that is so old. I have the one. I think I have two coupons, actually. I have, like, because in the first, one of them was sponsored by Domino's and one of them was sponsored by Pizza Hut, and I'm pretty sure the first game was sponsored by Domino's because the first movie was Domino's.
Yeah.
And then the arcade version was sponsored by Pizza Hut, and therefore the Pizza Hut was. Yes. I think I know I have the Pizza Hut one. I know I have the Pizza Hut one. I'm not sure if I have the Domino's one. I'm pretty sure I do, because instead of like the instruction manual in the cases that I keep them in, it is the coupon. Instead of it, because I don't have the instruction manuals or the boxes, but I have the coupon for some reason.
Because the Domino's one is with the guy. He was going to the sewer and Mike was underneath it.
Yeah,
and talking about
him and Donatello were standing there, and he put the $10 bill up in the thing, and he's like, the tab's 15, which is hilarious, because to think in 1990, like when that movie takes place, that one pizza costs $15. When you could go to Domino's and get 2 3-topping pizzas for $14 now. Sorry, I'm a really big fan of Domino's. There's one literally like within walking distance of my house. But like it's just ridiculous. Like so my first job was at Domino's, and I remember the first, like, do you know how much a large pepperoni pizza costs to make, Ed? Like, and this was at a time when like a large pepperoni pizza costs like $12.99 or $11.99 or whatever.
Yeah.
It costs $1.89 to make a large pepperoni pizza. Like, that's how much money it costs to make the pizza. So you're literally making $10 off every pizza, which is so stupid.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, now, just to let everybody know, go check out Arsenal X. And the reason I'm saying this is because Corey, Jesse, and I did commentary talk for the first movie. Watch the movie and hear our
4 or 5 years ago. We're gonna do that again, I think.
Yeah, that was so fun.
I mean, I think we're gonna do it for standard def. We're definitely doing Ninja Turtles for standard definition at some point in the near future.
Yeah.
We're going to do the original trilogy. We're going to do the animated one. And then we're going to do the 2 Michael Bay produced films. So
I need to watch the second one again. I just love.
I like those movies.
I do.
I think that second one is legitimately a good Ninja Turtles movie.
Yes, I love that bike part when they on the bikes and they spread out. I was just like, oh, this is so Japanese. I love it.
And like, I really wanted a third movie, because like they set it up perfect for a third movie, because they were going to go to Dimension X, they were going to go to see the Technodrome, they were going to fight Krang. They totally set it up for that.
I wonder why it got canceled.
It didn't do well at all. People because nobody like really cared for the first one, because I mean, it was like right after those first 3 Transformers movies, and like everybody was super against Michael Bay because they just don't like him or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't mean, like, it's not this director's fault that Michael Bay's company is producing these movies. Just like, I don't care if you like Michael Bay or not. This is not a Michael Bay movie. It's just his production company, right? So like,
right.
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean and Jerry Bruckheimer. Jerry Bruckheimer didn't touch anything on those movies.
They just produced them.
Yeah. So, you know, but whatever. I know the second one didn't do well at all in the theater, and they had a third one. They actually had 2 more movies planned, and then they shelved them because this one didn't do well at all.
Dude, I would love to have like a script reading of the third one and the fourth one.
Now, Seth Rogen and his production company are doing a Ninja Turtles show. Hold on, I'm going to look this up because I want to.
Because I will say this, with the popularity of Ninja Turtles coming back, definitely I think with the sales of this Konami one, the Cowabunga Collection, and the .ME one, Shredder Revenge, I think if they see good sale numbers, Turtles is coming back.
It's a movie. Okay. Let me just read this real quick.
Go ahead.
This grab a slice of pizza because the Heroes in a Half Shell are coming back out of the sewers in 2023. The CG animated reboot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from producer Seth Rogen. I'm kind of disappointed that's CG. I thought it was live action. Producer Seth Rogen and Nickelodeon is headed to theaters on August 11th, 2023. Also producing from Rogen's Point Grey Pictures production banner are co-founder Evan Goldberg and president James Weaver. Brendan O'Brien will write the reboot. He previously co-wrote the scripts for comedies Neighbors and Neighbors 2. he also it's being directed by Jeff Rowe, who co-directed and wrote the recent Netflix animated movie The Mitchells versus the Machines, which was very good.
Very good, yeah.
The movie is very good. Paramount is handling global distribution, probably because Paramount and Viacom merged recently, and Viacom's the parent company of Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
On Twitter, Rogan announced the film's release date along with what appears to be a page from a young Leonardo's science notebook. The page makes jokes and references about his brothers and TMNT teammates Raphael, Michelangelo Donatello, and their friend April O'Neil, their friend and reporter who has appeared in nearly every iteration. There's also a drawing of Leonardo's iconic sword. Okay, here's the Twitter thing. Here's the tweet. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's I want to know how much we'll talk about it later, but that story's from Variety. I guess you can kind of look it up if you want.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it was a live action with CG like the other ones, but it's a completely CG movie, which I'm kind of disappointed, but they could also they could do something really cool like Into the Spider-Verse, like that animated style.
Yeah.
Have like some sort of unique animation style, I think would go a long way. I liked TMNT, the animated movie, which it was supposed to be like a sequel to the live action movies, but never really hit. It was okay. I didn't really care for the animation style, so I really hope they kind of do it right. If that, I mean, you know.
Yeah. I was just now thinking about it, even though it's a CG animated one. There is a DC one with Batman. I cannot think of the name of it, but they go back in time, and it's all the DC villains, and Joker is, it's this like, they go back to Japan, and Batman loses all his kind of
is this the
current
Samurai Batman?
I think so, yeah. And it's just like they have kind of like a kaiju fight at the end and stuff with Joker and Haiti and everything. And it's a great movie, and I love the animation that was in it. And I'm just like, man, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, the Turtles would work so good in this animated style, in this computer hand drawn animated style, and it would look so good. Because I would love to see animate like a Japan take of the Turtles.
I mean, yeah, but also like, I don't know. There's so many things I would do with the Ninja Turtles that they just aren't doing.
Yeah.
I would love to because I still think, I know a lot of people think Secret of the Ooze is the best Ninja Turtles movie, which is fine. I like Secret of the Ooze a lot. But I still think that first movie is really it's the only movie that really captures what the Ninja Turtles were originally.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas like Secret of the Ooze and Turtles in Time and then everything else after that kind of does the 80s cartoon, 90s cartoon, right?
Yes.
And which is fine. I like the silly Turtles, right? I think that's how I fell in love with the Turtles, right? Was that silly, but like you go back and you read how dark those original comics were, right? And like how gritty, and like how I always said, like I want like a Batman Arkham style Ninja Turtles game, and you use the different Turtles abilities to solve different puzzles, right? And it doesn't have to be a multiplayer game. I mean, I know everybody thinks, oh, there's 4 Turtles, so you have to have multiplayer. It doesn't have to be multiplayer, right? I actually like. Remember the one that was based off the animated movie that was built on the Prince of Persia engine?
Yes.
I really liked that game. It was interesting, right? I mean, it wasn't very good, but I actually really enjoyed it. And like you could do these tag team moves, which were really interesting. And I think that if you did something in terms of like what Arkham did for Batman for Ninja Turtles, I think a lot of people would really like it. And I mean, when the Ninja Turtles were in Injustice 2,
Oh yeah.
Remember how many people bought Injustice 2 just so they could play as the Ninja Turtles? I did.
Yeah.
Jesse did, right? Like me and Jesse both bought that just for the Ninja Turtles. And look, I played the story mode. I played the well, not the multiplayer, but I played as the Ninja Turtles for like 2 hours. I was like, man, this was like the best $30 I ever spent in my life.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's funny. I mean, not funny. It's good that you mentioned the first one because I feel like the first one it had that indie spirit, but it's like
it's still the highest grossing independent film of all time.
Wow.
Because it's technically an independent film, and also the last movie that Jim Henson worked on before he passed away.
Yeah, man, we talked about it during the when we was watching it, during the commentary. I remember just that, it was making money all that whole weekend because it was packed. Kids was going to go see it, and just even I didn't know it was a comic until people told me that it was a comic because first week, I remember that first week here in North Chicago, Channel 50, they had that premiere week of showing the Ninja Turtles, that 5-day week. And it was just like, oh, okay. And they had a certain style to it before they actually got picked up and had their TV show. And I was just like, because of that 5 days and then seeing the TV show, I was hyped for it. I really didn't know that it was an independent movie because New Line Cinema was a big name.
I mean, they were the distributor. Right, I mean that's all they were. They didn't fund it or anything. They were just a distributor to make sure it got into theaters and stuff.
But you know what? As a kid, I thought New Line did everything because I'm thinking of Friday the 13th.
I mean, they were pretty big. They were pretty big in the 80s and the 90s, right?
Yeah,
they
were.
Not so much anymore, right? I think the last, I think the last big movie I remember them doing, like it being involved in was like I think they were involved in the Matrix somehow, but I also think WB owns them now or something. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm not a movie guy. I could be making all that up, but I just
but they were big in the 80s in the 90s, and it was just like as a kid, I didn't know that there were other companies making this movie or that one company making this movie. I really thought New Line did everything, that they made the movie and put it out. Because if you're a kid and you don't really know the movie business and the format as it goes, you just want to see some action. You just want to see your favorite franchise on the big screen. Because that's how it was with me with Transformers.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people still get like there's so many. Like we were always excited to see our favorite things on TV or on in the movies and stuff because we never like it's not like it is now where there's something new every 10 seconds, right? Like it was a big deal. I mean, like even Super Mario Brothers, the movie, how bad it is. Like, I mean, we were still excited to see a Mario movie, you know? And like, I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen that movie since like,
still to this very day, I haven't seen it at all.
Oh man, dude, we need to do a standard def on that movie. It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. It's like one of those movies that's so bad that it's good. You're literally gonna be laughing the entire time. Okay, it's so hilarious. Have you ever Google searched what the Goombas look like in that movie?
Is it like a reptile head or something, like in like a suit?
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah,
I remember seeing a picture, a still of it, but I haven't seen them in action, like talking or anything.
Yeah, and like Daisy is the princess, not Peach, and like Dennis Hopper plays King Koopa, which is hilarious. And like but he's a human. Like he's a human, and he just has like this hairstyle that's just like spiky. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's hilariously bad. And like Mario and Luigi have jet boots. Like they have boots that have jetpacks on them.
Yes.
It's so bad that it's good.
Which is funny because Face Off, when Nicolas Cage goes to the jail cell and they all have those boots are from the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, it's
I was just
hilarious.
like, wait, what?
It's so funny. Like it's just it's so bad.
And it's so weird that I'd never seen the movie because definitely when the Wizard came out, that was my movie that I wanted to see. Because it was all Nintendo video games, and my mom knew. She was just like, "Oh yeah, this is a video game movie."
And that's a movie I've never seen.
Oh, you got to see the Wizard. You got to understand why California is happening. While how you can play Double Dragon at your restaurant table. You'd be like, wait, what? Yeah, it did realize that they messed up in the screenshot because it's showing that someone else is playing the game while everybody else is talking. Like no one is like got a controller in their hand or anything. It has some missteps, but it was just like, man, you was able to see the Ninja Turtles on the Archer version, the NES version.
Yeah, I mean that's just how games are in movies and TV shows, though. Nobody ever is playing them.
Yeah,
right. But there's that really famous scene in Breaking Bad where the one character is playing Rage with a light gun.
Oh wow!
So I mean,
yeah, and seeing Super Mario Bros. 3 before the game came out, and then they did the demo where you put 25 cents in the arcade cabinet and got like a minute to play it. Mm-hmm. That's our early demo disc, everybody. And then, man, I remember. I think we talked about this. I went to Suncoast and I see because Super Mario Bros. 3 was sold out everywhere, but seeing that yellow box with Mario in his raccoon suit flying with Super Mario Bros. 3, seeing that at Suncoast, I ran and got my mom and she bought it at Suncoast for the $55 some, and I was just like, yeah, this is it. You know, I already knew how to get the work whistle because they showed on how to do it.
Yeah.
But then, like, you play the rest of that game, you be like, oh, these must was creative.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I would love to see a really good Ninja Turtles something. It's been so long, and like I've heard that the Nickelodeon show was pretty good. Not the rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the one they did before that. But I don't know. I just want something good Ninja Turtles and old Ninja Turtles, which again, Nickelodeon's in charge of it now, so I doubt they would ever do something like that. But it would be cool.
Yeah. So that is going to be our discussion about Ninja Turtles. Man, that just memory lane. I can't believe Konami did it,
dude. I have I have so many Ninja Turtles in my parents' basement. I probably have over like 300 figures.
Oh wow!
And like the only thing I don't own is the Technodrome, the big Technodrome, and the blimp are the two things I don't own. I thought about trying to look for them at some point, but then I'm just like, where am I going to put them? Like, I would rather spend that money on, like, you know, those 1/6 scale figures that they came out with.
Yeah,
they're like $200 a pop. I'd rather get those.
Yeah, I think you probably got a good collection that someone's looking to be like,
man, yeah. Dude, I like my dream one day is to like set up a table, and so I have like all the turtles in one big like container, but I also have a small container just of the weapons. So like my dream at some point is to like sit down and just pair the weapons with the correct characters. And it's funny because like all of Michelangelo's nunchucks are broken, so my dad made like 20 little nunchucks out of these little like wood rods and just put string in them because I broke all of the nunchucks. Oh man, it's probably like
shout out to Pops.
Oh man, yeah. He made a lot of fake toys for me when I was little because I would break something or whatever. Yeah. Good times. Thanks, Dad.
Shout out to Pops. Shout out to you, Mr. Drake. Well, we're going to move along. Oh, goodness. I swear for you, you just don't know that when I text you that thing, the video, and we're just like, I literally wish you was off of work because I'm like, I want to get on the mic and podcast about it like so quickly, so
I know.
bad.
I mean, we talked a little bit about it last night on Boss Rush, but we were too busy making fun of Stephanie for fangirling out because we had a guest on last night, Dana Mac from Dinosaur Machines podcast, and it was just funny because Stephanie was like freaking out the whole time. I've never seen her that excited ever in my life.
That's awesome. That really is awesome.
But yeah, I'm glad we got to talk about it because like I'm looking forward to a lot of these. I would say I know we're gonna move on, but I would say Hyperstone Heist is definitely gonna be the first game I play on this and play through it. And probably Turtles in Time. I mean, those are the two, right? Turtles in Time. Yeah. Turtles in Time is like the one I'm sure everybody is looking forward to, but Hyperstone Heist and Turtles in Time are probably gonna be the ones that I play through first, and then we'll have to tournament fighter it up at some point.
Yeah, I literally. When I search, I'm like, dude, I'm literally might have to, if it comes out on a Friday, I'm like, I'm gonna have to take the day off. I'm like, look, I'm taking the day off. I'm going to Best Buy to pick up my copy. Boss Rush Crew, Corey, let's do it.
Also, I hope the NES versions run better than they did on NES.
From what Chris Kohler said, Digital Eclipse, they worked on a lot of stuff. So
I hope so.
Yeah. So, well, everybody, we're going to get into, I guess, the next portion of it, and that's Tetris. Now, Corey, you've been playing Tetris Effect. I've been playing Puyo Puyo Tetris, and we got into this conversation about Tetris, about kind of how it's been very impactful for just both of us, because I think we both, my assumption is I think we both started with the Game Boy version of Tetris.
Yeah.
And then I definitely moved to the NES version, but then I also seen it in the arcades. Like
arcade Tetris?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So Atari did the arcade version of Tetris.
Oh,
and
gross.
Everybody could read the Wikipedia about it because I didn't know that Tetris was getting licensed out from different things.
Yeah,
like a guy he was doing the licensing, and the creator didn't know because he only could
the thing is, here's what I learned about Tetris. All right, so it was Tetris was developed by two Russian developers, right? And so Alexei Pajitnov, right? And he was like him and Vladimir Pokilo, which he was like this terrible human being. Like he murdered his whole family and committed suicide after that. But like Alexei Pajitnov was a Soviet software engineer. Well, Soviet Russia, anything you created belonged to the government.
Yeah.
So the government owned Tetris for so long. And like he never made any royalties off this game until like after the fall of communist Russia.
Yeah.
And the rights were returned to him at some point. So I mean, it was being licensed out to anybody who could get their hands on it because obviously the Russian government wanted money. So,
right.
Which is kind of not any different than it right now, but that's a topic for a different.
Because I think
podcast.
The rights are back to him now.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, Nintendo was smart to get on that. And obviously they published two versions of it, the Game Boy version and the NES version back then. And then obviously Tetrisphere and Tetris DS, and and then I think Ubisoft had the license for a while, and they put out a pretty bad version on the PSP, which everybody was mad about. And but yeah, I mean Tetris. We both started on the Game Boy, and I played that version until I told you that the N64 Tetrisphere, because I didn't I didn't really know there was other versions of Tetris at that point.
Yeah, I remember seeing because the Nintendo version had the same kind of graphic as the Game Boy version. Um, but it just had like it was in color and it had of course the music was different. It didn't have like some different backgrounds and everything because it was like every 10 levels it would change color on the NES one. And yeah, I didn't know that with the licensing thing and stuff because I was kind of wondering because when the Atari version arcade version came out, I only knew of the NES version. Like I didn't know anything of Tetris until the Game Boy version came out, and then I was just like, "Oh, they got Tetris for Nintendo? Oh, for the NES? Yeah, I'm going to go get it." Because that was like my puzzle when it comes to puzzle games. That was my comfort puzzle game because I would spend hours playing it.
Yeah. So okay, I'm kind of reading up on this a little bit. The rights reverted back to Pajanov, who co-founded the Tetris company with Hank Rogers, who is from the Netherlands, and now they are in charge of distributing and licensing out Tetris. But yeah, I mean, when Tetris was developed in 1984, and it took them 12 years to make any kind of royalties off of this. So it's wild. It's wild. Yeah. Nintendo actually had the publishing rights until 1996 when the rights reverted back to them.
Yeah, because of the business deal that was done and everything. Because there's a movie that's called Tetris that's coming out I think next year. That talks about that legal battle between Nintendo and Atari. Because what it was that everybody that Atari had a subsidized company or like a shell company in a way, like almost like Konami, and they were called Tengen. And they were
Tengen was making like NES games that weren't licensed by Nintendo, right? Those were like I know my cousin's friend a long time. Oh, you know this a long time ago, and I used to go with them to go eBay shopping for like retro games or games that they could sell and things that I could collect, right?
Yes.
Yeah, my cousin's friend would collect the Tengen versions of games. Like that's like his niche collectible, and he found the Tengen Tetris. And I had never seen a Tengen game before until we found that, and it's like this weird black cartridge that kind of looks like an NES cartridge, but it looks different, and it has like this gold sticker on it that it says Tengen real big in red on a gold sticker, and like the image of the game is like it's like this big, it's like real tiny, but
it had the cross almost like if you think of Smash Brothers cross, it had that cross on the left side because the cartridge was black. I don't know if it was curved though. It was just...
from what I remember from this cartridge, like the edges were kind of curved a little bit more than the NES's, but like I don't know if you could tell or not from just by looking at it, but I mean, unless you got like real up close and compared them.
Yeah, because I remember I beat Shinobi. So Sega made Shinobi for the Sega Master System. It was Sega's game. Yeah. But somehow Atari or Tengen at that time was able to get it licensed, and they put it on the SNES, on the NES. So I was just like, wait, because I had Shinobi. My brother, he was a Sega kid in the store and in the house, and he had Shinobi for Sega Master System. Yeah. I beat it on the Master System, and then when I seen it, because I rented rented Shinobi, and I was like, wait a minute, this was a Sega game. How the heck is this on a Nintendo system? Because at first when I heard Tengen, I thought there was a regular company, and I thought at one time it was Namco for some reason, but it wasn't Namco. It was Atari. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. So
yeah. I'm looking at the Tengen version of Tetris right now. It's like this weird sloped kind of top of it, and like the edges are kind of rounded, and it kind of looks like I mean, it doesn't look anything like an NES cartridge, but it's the same size as one. It's so weird. It's so weird, man. I had never seen these before until he started collecting them, and so. But by the way, you can get Gauntlet for NES Tengen for $10 on eBay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they did. Man, Gauntlet they did. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, what a weird what a weird thing.
But yeah, but Tetris, it went to, I think it, the thing about it, it made people get into puzzle games, because like, even though these games,
I mean, Genesis's Columns wasn't getting you in any.
Well, yeah, but Columns, in a sense, Columns was a weird one because Columns was hot when you read about it, but you just didn't know who played it or anything.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who played Columns. But, like, I mean, you look at this and you think of all the games that were out before Tetris, and it was like, I mean, you think of Pac-Man and Asteroids and, the general whatever games were out at the time, right? Like and Tetris was like, it was just different, I mean, it was like Brick Breakers and Space Shooters and, Gobbledygoops and Donkey Kong ripoffs, and Tetris was just different. It was just different and unique. And when were we talking about this? At some point, I still think Tetris is the perfect video game, and it's the only perfect video game that exists.
It's sold 170 million copies. So it's the best-selling game of all time. And shoot, I think it sold like 132 million on cell phones, or it may be more now.
On Game Boy, it's the Game Boy's best-selling game of all time. It sold 35 million units on the Game Boy alone. It's been ported to 65 platforms, setting a Guinness Book of World Record for most ported video game. Obviously, that includes a lot of, remakes and whatever. Like Tetris Effect is obviously like Tetris Effect is not a port of the Game Boy version. Let's be honest. But it's just it's. But okay, so this is an interesting stat. I don't know why it's this old. I don't know why it hasn't been updated. But Tetris, by December of 2011, Tetris has sold 202 million copies, and that was 11 years ago. Imagine what it's sold now, especially with the popularity of Puyo Puyo Tetris, of Tetris Effect. Definitely brought it back. Tetris DS was really popular.
Yeah, Tetris DS. I used to play that religiously.
Yeah,
I love that game.
And like all of Ubisoft's versions of Tetris. So I mean, it could easily be approaching 250 million copies at some point, right? I mean,
yeah.
So I mean, I've bought it twice. I've bought in Tetris Effect twice. So you tell me.
Yes. Now, and the reason why we brought this up is because of Tetris Effect, and there's a lot of factors to this one because. Mizuguchi, he worked at Sega. He was a producer at Sega, and he, to give everybody more understanding why I say Mizuguchi, Tatsuya Mizuguchi, he made Space Channel 5, Res, Lumineers. He's always been into music and mixing music and video games. He has a band called Genkai Rockets. He's like very well known. One of the workers who's with them is Mark McDonald. Of course, he used to work at 8-4, play with John Ricciardi and them. And Mark McDonald came from EGM and everything. And he used to live in America. He moved to Japan. Mizuguchi, like I said, Mizuguchi worked at Sega. Like he moved to Q. And now he's on his own company, Enhance Incorporated. And he mixed since he's big into music, he mixed music and Tetris together. And so when it first came out, it came out on PlayStation 4. And then it went to Xbox for consoles. And then I think it went to PC. When the PS4 version, I think
it came out. Well, remember the big deal with Tetris Effect is that it was a VR game.
Yes.
That's where it came out first, was PSVR and like all the other VR things, and then Tetris Effect Connected created this non-VR version, which I think Tetris Effect could be played on PlayStation without VR.
Yeah, it
But
can.
that was like the big draw, was that it was like this really unique VR Tetris game. Because like if you've ever played it, like you watch the backgrounds and they're all kind of motion, and the motions kind of go with the music, and then like the pieces kind of like they go to the beat of the music, right? They flash to the beat of the music, and it actually makes it really hard to play because you're too busy listening to the music. But man, I gotta tell you, Tetris Effect's soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in my life, and I could listen to it all day. But I mean, it came to Xbox as Tetris Effect Connected because they added the multiplayer modes to it, and now it's on Switch, which is an interesting version to play because you want to use the screen real estate of the TV to see all the effects and stuff, but also if you're playing in handheld mode, you can zoom in really far and actually like play Tetris. Also, sorry, my son is crying.
So yeah, it's it haven't I think when Tetris Effect came out and it was on PlayStation, I did play the demo of it. And I did enjoy, playing it and everything. And it's just like, I think I'm gonna wait for it at that time because I love Mizuguchi. I love Q Entertainment. I love his games. Like I got Luminaries or Luminous on my Switch, and I just love his like idea of mixing game and music together. Like I haven't played Res, and I want to play Res. I think that's something they should bring to Switch also.
Well, I think Res also has a VR version.
That is right, yeah.
I think it came to PlayStation VR, and it's like Res Infinite, I think, and it has a unique stage. Like the main game, a lot of people were like, it's Res, but also it didn't really need to be in VR until you get to the extra stages that they added, and then it incorporates all like this cool VR stuff, and they're like, wow, man, Res, what an interesting game that was. I played it on Dreamcast, so.
Well, Space Shuttle 5, I thought, was Res on Dreamcast?
I think so. I think that's where it came out first.
Yeah, it was.
That's where I played it.
Yes, because I think later on it came to PlayStation 2 when Sega
it did
went
come to PlayStation. Yeah, it did come to PlayStation 2. I'm pretty sure I played it on Dreamcast the first time.
You played it on Dreamcast, yeah, because I think the first game, I think it was Space Shuttle 5, which had Michael Jackson in it on Dreamcast. Yeah. And then Res came out, and Res didn't do well, but it was like so low key. It was because I think it was just too new of a game, and I think people just didn't grasp it. Now I know I didn't play Res on Dreamcast because I couldn't find it nowhere. like no one carried it.
Yeah, it was very limited. I didn't own it. Somebody I knew had it, so I played it at their house.
I don't know if Best Buy was selling it or Target was selling it. Shoot, I don't even know if was this Software Etc. No, Software Etc. was gone by then, or it changed to GameStop or whatever. I just don't know who was selling Res, so I never got a chance to pick it up and play.
Well, it also came out like when the Dreamcast was dying.
Yeah,
like they had already announced that the Dreamcast was going to be discontinued when Res came out, so it was also very limited print.
Okay, and I do remember seeing it in EGM. I'll tell y'all, everybody, EGM was the Bible to me when it comes to video games. And I remember seeing it in EGM, but even the PS2 version was hard to find. And I was just like,
yeah,
what does everybody know about Res? And see, I didn't pick it up because it came to Xbox, I think.
Res did not come to Xbox.
What?
Hold on. So a physical copy did not. I don't know if it ever came. It's like an Xbox Live Arcade game.
Okay. Because I thought there was just like some vibrator thing that they wanted people to put between their legs and play.
Oh, that's weird. Hold on. I'm looking. Hold on. Res HD came to Xbox 360.
Okay, that
as an
was
arcade
it then.
game, and it's $10, and it is not backwards compatible, by the way.
Yeah, because you was able to put the something like one of the controllers or something between your legs and feel the vibration while you was playing it. Um, I don't know. That's something else. But I
That
remember.
seems like a different game.
uh, but I remember res being a really big thing. And I think right now, because man, I would love to play it on Switch, even if it's the HD version, And I'm not worried about the vibration and the VR stuff. I'm not worried about that. I would just love to play and have my headphones on and just be like, and even take it to go. Like if there's some jamming beats to it, love to take it on the go. And I think that's what inspired Tetris Effect. And when I found out that Mizuguchi was attached to it, I'm like, oh, of course, you got one of my favorite games, Tetris, and Miz and his music. Of course, it's a no-brainer. Now, why I don't own it yet, I really don't know. I really can't tell you why I don't own it, and I want to get it because I want to see it on my OLED, and I kind of feel like that I will put it on my headphones and get lost in the game because of the music, because. Mizuguchi is very good about music. He's really, really good.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, Tetris Effect is like, I mean, I played a lot of Puyo Puyo Tetris, but only the Tetris part, which I spent $40 on that game, and to find out that you could actually just download the demo for free and just play Tetris for free. So, pro tip, I guess. But I really like it, and I buy Tetris on every platform it's on because I love Tetris, and just having Tetris available to me wherever I'm at is excellent.
Yes.
But I really haven't fallen in love with Tetris the way I've fallen in love with Tetris Effect since Tetris on Game Boy. It is, the music is just whimsical and fun, and the beats are there. I mean, like I said, as you progress through each stage, like they add an instrument, they add a beat, they add lyrics, they add like a crescendo that just is like, oh my gosh, it makes you feel so emotional while you're playing Tetris. I'm sitting here trying to concentrate on getting like a 4-line Tetris, and like there's this woman's beautiful voice singing to me as like these whales float by in this ocean setting, and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with myself. And right. It's amazing.
And I know we haven't focused on the gameplay of Tetris because it's simple. There's something.
I mean, it's Tetris though. Like everybody knows Tetris. It's like
you move blocks around to form a line.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know how true this would be, but like I bet when somebody asks you about, when someone asks anybody about the Game Boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first game they think about is Tetris.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how, if they played it, if they didn't, if they, whatever. Anybody you ask, I mean, I don't really know about like, kids these days, but like anybody that's around our age or within like I would say like a 15 to 20 year window of us, if you ask them about the Game Boy, the first game they're going to tell you is Tetris.
Because it was a pack-in.
I mean, not just a pack-in, but like it's Tetris. It's the most iconic handheld game of all time. It's the game that got people that didn't play game. It got non-gamers to play games. The way that like Wii Sports did with the Wii, or the way that Switch seems to be doing, or the way that the DS had Brain Age, right? Like Tetris was that original game that got non-gamers to play video games.
And I think it was because there was a jump in battery sales because of Game Boy in that game, because people would spend...
Well, they had to change the way back. Like, I mean, they like re-engineered batteries to make them last longer because so many people were playing Tetris. Like, I remember my parents having a conversation about batteries because it was on the news. And like, I don't know if this was as big as a deal as I'm making it now, but I remember them having a conversation about batteries because of the popularity of the Game Boy and Tetris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like, how they were like stocking up on batteries because stores were running out of batteries because the Game Boy was so popular.
Yeah. And I think that's why, even current today, I think that's why rechargeable batteries is the best. Like for me, and this goes to the Xbox. I just decided to go with rechargeable batteries because I'm just like,
I know. It's funny. People complain about the Xbox controller not having rechargeable batteries built in, but then people turn around and complain about the DualShock having batteries in it and how if they die they can't replace them. I'm like, get over it, guys. Like, if you want batteries, use batteries. If you want rechargeable ones, spend the $20 on the rechargeable batteries. Who cares?
Trust me, it would last you a longer time, and and it does good because the Xbox controller now for Series X, you could be playing for hours or even days before.
I don't remember. I mean, I have like a dock now for rechargeable batteries for my Xbox controller, but like I used to go like days without recharging it. But of course it would die at the most inopportune time when I was playing Destiny or something. Like we were doing a dungeon or something and running through it, and we were at a boss and it was like, your batteries are low. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, I keep them much charged up, so when I had to switch. But yeah, I literally remember playing it, and it was just like you would see that red dot come on to be like, oh, I need to go get me some new batteries and stuff. But it was just like Tetris was the game that it was just addictive, and everything, and there was no. I think if you were like stressful or anything, it's just because you made a mistake and now it's getting the top, and it wasn't giving you the right piece that you need.
I actually almost prefer, like, because like they've added some quality of life improvements, right? Where like you don't have to wait for the block to drop anymore if you just press down or whatever. But like sometimes I accidentally hit down and it messes me up. I'm like, oh, and expletive and and like I'm like, man, that Game Boy version. Remember how big of a deal it was when the Game Boy version came to 3DS? How big of a deal that was, and it was like I think a lot of the games were like $5 or $6, and Tetris was like 10. But I was like, I don't care. I was like, I'll pay $10 for Tetris, and then I had to wait for the blocks to drop. I'm like, I guess I'm going back to Puyo Puyo Tetris. But like, I'm like, man, I wonder if at some point, I wonder if it's worth getting my original Game Boy fixed, because I still have my original Game Boy downstairs, but the screen is all. I mean, it's almost 40 years old at this point, right? I mean, it's not being played, but I want to like display it somehow. I want to like put my Game Boy on display and just like different relics of gaming's past on display at some point.
There is a video on YouTube of a guy fixing the Game Boy. Like,
oh, I know. You can send them and then they like. I mean, I fixed my NES by buying new pins at the exchange down the street, right? I mean,
nice.
It's like, it's not that difficult to do. I'm clumsy, and I know when I try to fix stuff, I usually break it more first, and then and then it just doesn't go back together, right? And I'm like, I would rather just somebody like really fix this. Also, like, I kind of want like one of those modded Game Boy Advances that are like, they have the backlit screen and like new buttons and whatever, and like the memory card inside that has 8,000 games on it.
Yeah, man, that backlight thing. I remember when the Super Game Boy came to the Super Nintendo, and I replayed a lot of my Game Boy games on there. Even Tetris, I played on it, and I was just like, the difference it made when you could actually see stuff. Because, like, to me, I had to play, when I played, like, definitely with Pokemon, like, I had to only play it at night before I went to bed, because it was the only way that I could see the game, in a sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, remember those worm lights?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, those things are terrible. So the way I would play Tetris is I had this, like, I forget what it was called. I forget what it was called, but it was like, so it was this foldable thing that you could like, so the way it worked is you plugged the power into the AC adapter on the, and like
Yeah.
it was these two speakers that unfolded, and then you pulled a magnifying glass out that it looked like a really terrible transformer.
Yeah.
and then like you could turn the light on the magnifying glass, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I got stereo sound. I can see, like, everything's bigger, everything's brighter. I can see, and it was like the coolest thing. But man, that thing was rough. It was
big and a little bit, yeah. So I think with Tetris, I think what made it impactful for our lives, or definitely for me, is because not only did it get me into puzzle games for just video games, it was just something different. It was something new, and you never thought of it being relaxive yet addicting and fun. You know, who thought about, you know, hearing this music, this style of music, and just trying to get lives to make a progression. You know, when you hit Tetris, you make 4 lives, because Tetris is the name for the number 4 in Russia. And so it was always me getting that 1 line or that 3 or that 2 blocks, or I'll get 2 blocks, but it's the bottom and then the third, because the middle will be missing 1 block and stuff. And it was just like, you would play for hours and you weren't thinking about the score. It was kind of a game that you put in that got you into the zone and everything. And it's just like, you would think, but sometimes there be days that you don't think, and you just like, you're in emotion, you're in the zone playing it and everything. And I've never felt that with any other game in a while besides Tetris as a kid. You know.
Yeah. I remember going over to like my parents' family friends' house, and their kids had Game Boys, and it was the first time I played Tetris multiplayer with a link cable. And like, I thought it was really cool because like, obviously Nintendo published it, so like, instead of just the normal Tetris, somebody was Mario and somebody was Luigi, and they were in the little, like, it didn't tell you what piece was coming next. It was just like Mario and Luigi sitting in that square, like, cheering you on.
Yeah.
And it was interesting, but also like, it didn't tell you what piece was coming next, and you had to like, you couldn't plan ahead, right? So also it was really cool because like, I obviously have like the iconic kind of gray and with the you know, pinkish purple buttons, right? But
yes,
they had, one of them had like the black one. Remember the all black Game Boy that came out, and it was like really limited. And then like the other one had like the clear one where you could see like the circuit boards and stuff inside.
Yeah.
And like those were, I was like, I always wanted those, but I'm so happy that I just have like the generic iconic one. But the black one was cool. The black one was so cool because it was the whole thing was black. Like the buttons were black, the D-pad was black, the start and select buttons were black. Everything on this console was black except for like the words on it were that pink color that the buttons were on the original.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I thought it was the coolest Game Boy I'd ever seen. Oh man, I wanted that. I wanted the black one so bad. But then also I remember like the Game Boy Pocket came out, and I ended up getting a Game Boy Pocket for Christmas one year.
Oh, nice.
But like the Game Boy Pocket was like, did you have a Game Boy Pocket?
No. I went from Game Boy to Game Boy Color, and then I went to the GBA.
The Game Boy Pocket actually made Tetris a lot easier because like the screen was sharper. It was black. It was a literal black and white screen at that point. It wasn't the green and yellow nasty screen, but like it made Tetris a lot easier to play because you could actually see the blocks. Even when it was dark out, because like the contrast of the black on the white was easier to see than the green on the yellow. So yeah, I played a lot of Tetris on the Game Boy Pocket. It was when I got my Game Boy Pocket, it was a lot of Pokemon Blue and a lot of Tetris.
Someone left when I was working at JCPenney. Someone dropped the Game Boy Pocket, and I was, because it looked like a makeup kit in a sense.
I don't know. I just had the unit. I never had the case.
Ah, okay. No, what was that the Game Boy Advance one?
I
One
mean,
of them had the flip one.
well, I
That
mean,
looked
a
like
lot of the cases were like that little zip pouch.
yeah.
Yeah, I have one of those for my original Game Boy, but the Pocket had one. They had like the pocket-sized one.
Yeah, okay. Uh yeah.
So,
Yeah. So well, think that's it for our Tetris
what's your
talk.
favorite version of Tetris?
My favorite version of Tetris DS. I I played, man, taking that to work, putting the headphones on, getting lost in that game, just seeing it just looked beautiful, and then having all those different modes to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, Tetris DS led me to Planet Puzzle League.
Mm-hmm.
And I love playing the puzzle. They loved it on the DS. But man, Tetris DS was just like it got me to playing the puzzle league because it had all of those modes, and I just loved like sitting down and fooling around with those different modes, but then just like hearing the music, and it brought those NES memories and feelings to me. But it's just like, man, this is the ultimate way to play. And it was just I just loved that I could carry Tetris with me.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, and just played it on my DS. So
Yeah.
Tetris DS for me.
Yeah. So I actually didn't have a lot of experience with anything other than the original Tetris, and then like a couple, like I would always find like a regular version of Tetris and just play it on whatever I had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I played Tetrisphere on Nintendo 64, which is just like, it's just a terrible version of Tetris. Do not play that game. It's just bad. I mean, I understand what they were trying to do with it, but it was still just bad. So like I like Puyo Puyo Tetris was like the one version of the game that was different from just like normal Tetris.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't really have a favorite until like, so Tetris Effect is like the most different Tetris has felt to me since the Game Boy version.
Yes.
And that, I think a lot of that too has to be because like I don't really like handheld gaming, to be honest with you. Like I like the Switch because I can play it in handheld mode and I can play on TV. But like,
yes,
Nintendo's handheld line of systems never really like, I would play certain things on them or like take them on trips or stuff, but it wasn't like I was like with the GameCube, for example, I was seeking out any game I could play on the GameCube. But the Game Boy Advance, I was like, I liked the Game Boy Advance, but I wasn't like aiming to play games on my Game Boy Advance when I had a GameCube sitting right in front of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like handheld gaming, even to this day, I don't really care for handheld gaming, right? I would much rather play on the TV if I got a chance. But Tetris, aside from Pokemon, Tetris was like the one game that I would rather play it in handheld mode, right?
Yes.
And, you know, playing Tetris Effect is actually harder for me to play on the TV than it is in handheld mode. So I actually play that in handheld more. I don't know. It's weird. I think Tetris Effect though is definitely my favorite version of Tetris, because it has all the quality of life improvements. It has great music. It has great colors. The one thing I wish though from Tetris Effect is I wish it was easier to see the blocks, and I wish they were like more differentiated than they are. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because it doesn't really do a great job of differentiating the blocks in a sense. Not that really matters, and maybe that's just me being overly picky, but I think that's probably my favorite version of Tetris at this point. I still like the original. I still like Tetris and Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Yes,
but Tetris Effect is definitely it's up there for sure.
I know I talk about junk about playing you in Tetris and Puyo Puyo Tetris and playing Tetris, but I know you. I know he's gonna murder me, but I would still love to pay
Dude, I play
attention.
Tetris. I mean, I go through phases where I will like I won't play for a couple months, but then I'll literally play like every night for 6 months. I will play
Hmm.
at least 2 or 3 rounds of Tetris every night for like weeks at a time. You know, and
Yeah.
I've hit that thing if I.
And, and I know there's Tetris 99 that's out, and I think Nintendo's been doing a great job with that. Doing sometimes like themes,
Yeah.
with it and everything. And I
It's
think
that's a good
that's
I mean that's a good version of Tetris too, and actually like
yes.
the paid version of Tetris 99 where it actually gives you like a single player version of Tetris is like that's actually like if you want the purest version of Tetris, that's probably actually the best version on
Uh-huh.
available on the Switch right now. Is that version is the paid version of Tetris 99. Uh but I mean, I think Tetris Effect is probably you should. I know it's $40 and that's a lot to ask for Tetris. I mean, I was even like ooh, 40 bucks for this version of Tetris is I don't know if it's worth it, but like once you play it and listen to the music and just hear it, it's just so fun.
And it really is. I feel like it's kind of just relaxing and calming
Hmm.
if
It
you listen
is.
to it.
It is.
You know.
And like I don't talk about it a lot, but like I get really anxious a lot. And Tetris actually helps me calm me down a lot. Uh, so
Yes. So, I think that's going to be it for Expansion Pass. I'm
yeah,
like, we covered Turtles, we covered
I
Tetris.
mean these are two really good conversations. They probably could each be their own episode, but uh, yeah. So yeah, before we get out of here, I kind of want to like talk about our goal with Expansion Pass now that we kind of have a cadence and this is the third episode that's going out, and in terms of the new format, I mean, there's still like the other EXPs right going out.
Mhm.
There's still a couple more of those of what we kind of originally thought we wanted to do with it, but uh, expansion pass for from now on is going to be obviously Nintendo focused. Uh, we're Ed and I are going to record on Thursday nights just to kind of hang out and talk about stuff and if there's any missed news or whatever. But what we're going to do, I think, is once April rolls around, this is going to be our Nintendo Power Blocks Patreon show. We're going to move standard def, I think we're going to move standard definition to Fridays. And then EXP is going to be Sundays. And then I think we're going to move the Boss Rush podcast to, I mean, it's already Monday on free feeds, but I think it's going to be Monday on Patreon as well. I don't know. I need to talk to LaRon and Stephanie to see what they think about doing that show on Patreon a week early. But if you subscribe to it for basically the short version is that we're going to make this show 1 week early on Patreon at the $1 tier or whatever tier you subscribe at. You get the show a week early for $1. And it's going to include spoiler casts and topics, and the only version that's going to come out on a timely basis is going to be the direct recap show, and that's going to be free for everyone.
Yes.
And then we'll just have to record 2 that week. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Ed and I have kind of talked about it, and we're going to kind of shuffle some things around, and all 4 of us really have talked about it, LaRon and Stephanie included, and trying to figure out what shows are going to go where and kind of what the schedule's going to look like now. And I think LaRon's going to do Crossroads Plus on Tuesday because I think it makes sense for Crossroads Plus to go on Tuesday because then he can say, hey, if you're listening on Tuesday, you can watch the live show tonight. I mean, it basically promotes itself.
Yes.
So that's where we're at. I mean, I think we're going to try to have some sort of meeting next week, or at least a doc that's going to say, hey, here's what's happening, that kind of thing. I do want to talk to Stephanie and LaRon about seeing what they think about doing Boss Rush a week early for patrons, because like if we do it day and date, they're going to lose a show. I don't want the patrons to lose a show. So,
right.
But we are going to kind of rework how Patreon works. So, anyways, that's it. Sorry that was so long. I tend to ramble when I get tired, and this is the second show I've recorded today. The second show that's almost 2 hours long.
Well,
so
hey, we had a lot of history with Turtles. We had a lot of history with Tetris, and I think that's what happens when games impact your life. When you definitely have a history with them, it just really kind of tells people like how you became a gamer, and why you like these games and why they're so memorable to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I hope everybody enjoys our new background for Expansion Pass.
Yes, I do too. So, well, everybody, you can find me on Twitter at that retro.
Whoa!
What?
I don't know. I just didn't know we were done.
You can find me on Twitter at that retro code. You can check out more of Nintendo at Nintendo Power Block on Wednesdays. Check us live at 7:30, 8:30 p.m. on Mondays on Boss Rush Network on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you cannot see us live, like I said, catch us up on YouTube for the recorded show and on Anchor FM or any other podcast on Wednesdays also. Corey, where can we find you?
You can find me at I am Corey HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me hosting the Boss Rush podcast, Standard Definition, and co-hosting Nintendo Power Block. Also, side note, I know if you're listening to the Nintendo Power Block podcast feed, you already know this, but Expansion Pass is going up on Sundays from now on the Nintendo Power Block podcast feed.
Yes.
I forgot to mention that.
Oh well. Yeah. So, everybody have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time on Expansion Pass. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.